Erzgod here, and it's time to talk about Fairy Tail. And this episode, while it's very much so a build-up episode for things to come, it had some really great things into it and really funny ones, especially with the White Mage at the start of the episode. And I like how Natsu used Wolfen's power, and the last part of the episode actually did get me a bit emotional. It's nice to see the D team get some much needed love. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, probably my favorite part of the episode has to be the beginning. I love that the White Mage is such a dork. We see the flashback after she took over the guild, having to find a way to carry all of them on the continent where Aldoron is, and she starts slowly with the girl in the carriage there with all of the girls, and she tires herself out, then tries to carry all of the boys. Then starts using floating magic, kind of works, but Elfman is too heavy. Then she finally gets the bright idea to use Elfman to carry everybody else. But I love this so much. Like, so far I have a lot of course, questions with her power, everything, where she came from, and so on, related with this white magic, and why she wants to do this, why she's allergic to magic. But I also like how much of a dork this scene made her out. We are laughing so much. I love this. Honestly, White Mage is a dork, and that's great. But after that, I finally see the Natsu versus Zeref, where last episode left off. And I didn't expect Natsu to be this smart. I have to be honest. I expected anything else to happen, but this is why Natsu did this. He used Zeref's curse against Wolfen and Aldoron, because the more you care about something, the more the curse triggers, and that made Wolfen actually trigger the curse against Aldoron, because caring so much about Aldoron, I was like, Natsu, why are you so smart? Why aren't you punching things? But I like this from Natsu. I like this quite a lot. Even though he did this to his own brother, I don't think Zeref would have minded here using the curse in this way. So major props to Natsu for this one. And Wolfen self-deletes after seeing what the curse was doing there. Natsu wanted to make more Zeref clones, because why not? I like how he's very happy to punch Happy. Also very happy to use Zeref's curse. I like this Natsu here. But unfortunately he gets dragged into the ground, and we're gonna get into that, what happens with him there. And I like we get the guardians, like the orbs apparently signified the guardians for Aldoron, and Metro is one of the new god seeds. He's able to create an army of giant wood golems, kind of indestructible in a way, but he can take damage to his own body. He's dodging, but when you attack the golems, they don't really take any damage there. I like how Laxas with Erza find Jelal, all of them being confused there. And Gears is one of the new god seeds. Doom, one of the new god seeds there. And Natsu is inside with the leader of them, or kind of the brain of Aldoron. Aldoron himself, the Crown King seed. You know, and see a bit of their power. Wolfen, able to read minds. Metro can create that army. Gears apparently is a strategist, and can see Gears of how they're turning out. I don't know how his power works fully. Doom is able to bring death here, and the fifth one being Aldoron himself, the one that dragged Natsu inside the main body, or the brain, which is very, very strong. He's actually able to hit Natsu with invisible attacks on his shoulders, his knee there. Natsu wasn't even able to react. But here we get a bit more history with Aldoron. He kind of wants to destroy everything, and the reason why he's here, he was recovering from the battle against Aknolog, and he created the orbs himself and the guardians to restrain his powers. But at some point he grew stronger and stronger and got bored, wanted to wake up, and even started absorbing nutrients from those people there. But the second half, after we get the explanation with Aldoron, I like what Aldoron is doing. I'm so happy it wasn't just a big lump of body that break the orbs and then it goes poof. I'm happy there's something more to Aldoron here. But the second half of the episode, this is why I love Fairy Tail, this emotional connection, the friendship, caring for the bonds of others. And even if you guys saw the recent things with Hiro Mashima when he was asked why did he create Fairy Tail, because he was lonely. And that hit quite hard. I want to thank him so much for creating this series here. I love Fairy Tail so much. Yes, it has its issues at any other series, but it's also very overhated. And make sure to check out my overhated anime video I made out for a lot of series. But Fairy Tail has a special place in my heart. I love the guild, all of them, the characters, the connection between them. It's such an awesome series, but I also understand why people don't like it being Power of Friendship. But I have to say it, why are you watching a series that has Power of Friendship, being about Power of Friendship, and then you're complaining it has Power of Friendship? But enough ranting, that's fine if you don't like Fairy Tail, but personally for me it's one of my all-time favorite series, and thank you Hiro Mashima for giving us this awesome series here. Now back to the episode. We have Charles having to fight versus Doom, kind of like this wood mushroom in a way, able to use the spores, and turns Charles into this flower candle that when all of the petals go away she's gonna die in 5 minutes. And Wendy being out of magic here, and this guy started spreading his spores everywhere. But at the last minute the D team comes in, Max, Warren, and the others even happy commented on them. I'm like, okay, that's actually really nice they're here, but what are they gonna do? They're the weakest side of it. We have very powerful characters in Fairy Tail, but we also have the normal guys, quotation marks, that aren't very strong, but that's not to put them down. Not everybody needs to be this strong. The guild is a family for everybody, and this is why I love the series here. And Wendy does the last thing she can do, buffing all of them as much as she could, and she collapses down. And they do their best. They hit the spore guy with everything they had, much to his annoyance. And I like that, seeing them get some screen time. It's awesome. The D characters get a bit of love in this episode, and this is why Fairy Tail is great. How much they care for each other, no matter how weak, strong, or whatever you are. Fairy Tail is the family, and they're gonna stop at nothing to protect the ones they care about. And I like how Max got some pointers from Agil, the sand guy from the Empire, from the Spriggan 12, from the last arc in the original series, and actually is able to use a magic spell, granted weaker, Ramsteif, I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, to actually beat Doom. And I do hope they're gonna get more developed at some point. And I also want to see more Agil and the guys from the continent. They're the other ones. Hopefully we get more time with them. I do miss some of the Spriggan 12, and defeating that guy, Charles is free. She's gonna be okay. But thanks to that, Aldoron, the one that is with Natsu, the king guy, weakens a bit, and Natsu is able to see the attacks now that kept hitting him. So it's gonna be a team effort, a guild effort. The more they defeat the other guardians, the easier it's gonna be for Natsu to beat the main body of Aldoron inside there. So I really like that, just showing that Fairy Tail always working together. But yes, overall this is very much a build-up episode for things to come. Last episode also, besides this one, dropped some really huge things for it, with Celine, with the White Mage and so on. I have a lot of questions, but this one I'm really curious how it's gonna end up, with Aldoron being taken down, and what's gonna be the response from the other dragons, because Merphobia is down, Aldoron is probably gonna be down here, and the White Mage being a dork, it's such an awesome addition. But there's a lot more things happening behind the scenes. So I'm curious what you guys thought about the episode. What do you think about the White Mage being a dork? What do you think about the Aldoron Guardians, and the D guys, the weak guys from Fairy Tail, getting some love? So let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Fairy Tail. I'm gonna see you again on the next one, and again, thank you Hiro Mashima for this awesome series. Bye bye.